we are discussing the resource of Twitter that we all have been able to use in our classes here. Braden here does not really like Twitter. Aaliyah really likes Twitter, and I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so one of the main problems I have with Twitter is the fact that most of the stuff you hear on Twitter, in my opinion, from what I've seen through news stories and just that kind of stuff, is mostly negativity and drama and stuff that just doesn't seem interesting to me, like party details or whatever. Like I don't really care about that stuff, and I don't want to affiliate myself with that. And I get it that there is some positive aspects to Twitter through ECMP, and like I hear about it, but for the most part, I never really see it. So
I think that it all depends on who you follow, because if you're following a bunch of professionals, then they're going to be tweeting things that are relevant to your life. However, I do think that, again, on who you follow, it can show you inappropriate things depending on what they retweet or favorite. But the good thing is that you can always find endless resources from the good people you follow.
Like, I found that Twitter is a way for students to connect with others from all over the world, and it can help students create a personal learning network where students can ask questions and get responses from any user.
Yeah, and that could be for a profession, or for even if you're jokes, or if you're into photography.
okay. Okay, and also with the community base, I feel like if I were to talk about a serious issue, if that were to ever come up, I feel like some people around the world might view it differently than how I'm trying to project it. So they might view how I'm saying it in a negative way, and then just kind of like assume that's what I mean by that, and I just don't want to have that persona of supporting that kind of stuff. I don't like people thinking I'm a negative person, especially over the internet where you can't have a face-to-face conversation, where it's like a screen, you're hiding. So, that's another thing I don't like.
I feel like that could happen with every social media.
But like Twitter is more like typing.
But like if you use it in class, it's great for discussion, and it can build an educational community. Improving that education.
There's another thing that I really don't like about it, and the fact that you have to put a lot of time into it. You have to actually get into Twitter to actually do a good job at Twitter. Because I know for a fact that I have a Twitter account, but that I haven't used it in 3 years, and I have like 3 followers, and I feel like if I actually went and worked on it, like actually like made a life out of it, I could probably have a little bit more. But I feel like I want to put more focus on other social media that I actually like or enjoy using, like Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. So
I do agree with that, because it can be really distracting, especially if you're using it in class, and really time consuming, especially if you find a site that you like for hours. And one thing that I thought with Twitter is it's hard to make things private. So if I just tweet to everybody, everyone can see it. There are ways you can change that though. If you tag somebody at the beginning of your tweet, then it only shows up on their timeline, but you can still search it and everyone can still see it. So I don't know, that was kind of an issue for me.
But even though it's limited to 140 characters though, it can include student literacy skills. And like, yeah, you can be private and not be public. So you don't have to have everybody looking at your tweets, and you can direct message. So that's true.
yeah, but I still don't like the idea of everyone being able to see it if you possibly don't go in depth into it. I don't like the idea of the whole entire world being able to see you, opposed to something like Facebook or Instagram, where it's more friend based. Like there is ways on Instagram of friends getting other people to view your post that's tagging, and you can actually see who got tagged, opposed to retweeting, where I think it like I don't know that much about it, but like everybody could retweet it, and then that goes onto their followers, and then that just brought like a snowball effect. So
can you spread good things that way too?
Yeah.
or helpful messages? What if you're trying to relieve or like get help to people who are in trouble with earthquakes?
What if also somebody is trying to retweet something that they think that I just said was wrong? And
Well, you
they're-
know that they
they're-
retweeted your tweet, so you can message them or even publicly
But
say,
the
like,
tweet
hey,
would've-
this is what I meant by this.
but the tweet's already out there.
Yeah, but just because they misinterpret it, you can still clarify what you meant by the tweet.
Remember that girl that like said, "Go to Africa. I hope I don't get AIDS." Or she just meant like a different way.
That's a different
And
case.
but like you know,
Like, if you're
you know what I mean? Like the tweet's already out there.
I think you just have to be aware of what you're posting online.
And again, that was a pretty stupid comment. But that's none of my business.
That's another story.
It also gives a perfect opportunity for virtual bullying and online abuse. There are many news stories out there that you see nowadays, now that social media is more becoming a bigger part of our society. You see a lot of online bullying, suicides linked to online bullying, and Twitter is one of those.
That is true. However, there are also numerous ways where you can positively influence your students in their use of Twitter, and there's lots of websites that have lists of ways where you can positively use it in your classroom, and if you are just using it for your classroom, the teacher can monitor what the students are posting. So,
I guess for now we'll just have to agree to disagree.